So you're probably asking, who is Chef Bill? Well, I am him. Yes, with the oxygen and everything. Why am I on oxygen? Well, let's say in 2021, I was in the hospital for a whole year because I caught COVID in April of 2021. And I was in the hospital from April all the way to June in 2022. And it was a long struggle, I'll tell you. So it started off with I was living with a girl in Olean, New York, and we had 4 cats. We lived in an apartment. It was beautiful. I loved up there because it was really beautiful and a lot of uh, things outside to see and bears to see and things like that. But the problem was also before I had COVID, I was 100% blind in both my eyes. So I really had it bad. Anyways, so in April, I was in the hospital for a week. And during that week, there was a roommate of mine, and I didn't know who this guy was, but he just kept telling me, oh yeah, I'll never get COVID because I'm Indian and all this other crap. And so I was sleeping on Sunday afternoon, and it was 5 days in, and they went and tested him, and he had COVID. And I was like, oh no. I'd been with this guy for 5 days, and they tested me right away, and I didn't have it. So this one nurse guy, I don't know who he was, he was like, he wasn't black, but he wasn't white either, and I don't know what he was. So anyways, he came in and said, if you want to go home, why don't you just go home? And I'm like, that's kind of stupid. I'm staying in a hospital. Why would I go home? I said, give me another room for the night so I can stay there and be comfortable. Excuse me. And they did that. But from that point on, I don't remember what happened. So this is that story right here. I was taken from my home in an ambulance because Erica called the ambulance or the fire department at that time, and they sent me to the hospital. It took, I don't know, about a half hour to 45 minutes to revive me in the parking lot of the place that we lived. And then they got me to the hospital. And I don't know when I got put in a coma, but they did that, and I was in that coma for 60 days or more. I don't really have the answer totally, because no one has the answer to anything, really. And then, after I was out of the coma, they sent me to another hospital in Pittsburgh, or Pennsylvania, in Erie, PA, called Select Specialties. And at that place, they took off my trach. You see, I had a trach too, right here. And I didn't know what that was. I had no idea why it was there. No one told me. I still don't know. And so they took all that stuff off, and I wasn't able to walk yet. But remember, I'm still blind. And so I was at that hospital. Then I was switched to another place called Encompass, which is just down the road. And I was taught to walk. But I had to use a walker, and I had to have people get me back up on my bed with this board with holes in it and stuff. It was the weirdest thing in the world. I just thought it was rather strange, and I couldn't close my hands. I couldn't close them any more than that. But they taught me how to do it. See, and then I got out of there and went to a nursing home in Dunkirk, New York. Now the reason I was at all these different places because they had they had dialysis, because when I was put in a coma, they put this thing in my neck for dialysis. There was 2 tubes. One was an ingoing tube and an outgoing tube for blood, because dialysis washes your blood or cleans it or whatever. And So I was put in a nursing home, and that's what I did there. But I also still couldn't walk perfectly yet. So I was in a wheelchair and all this stuff. It was crazy. So I lost about 60 pounds, but now altogether I've lost 100 or so. Um, I am not skinny yet, but I don't think I'll ever be skinny. Um, but I feel better. And then in June, I told the lady or the social worker at the nursing home, I said, I want to go home. And she goes, okay, where do you want to go? And I said, well, I was trying to get into a Stell house. It's a house for people that can't do everything themselves. I told her, my friend thinks, and he's RN, thinks I can live on my own. And she said, all right, we can start putting that together for you. So I called the old complex that I lived at and saw if they had any apartments for rent. And they did. And she told me the price, and I'm like, well, it's a little higher than it was before, but that's okay. And so I gave them 2 months rent because I did first month and last, or security. And I moved here. And that's where I am now. And it's back in Olean, New York. And I love it. I mean, I have to go to dialysis 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And the rest of the time, I just started the cooking channel first on TikTok. I don't like TikTok though as much as I like YouTube, but YouTube is a lot better. It's people that are more down to earth and things like that, and I share it to people on my Facebook page every day. And I'm just getting better at this, and I enjoy it. So it's giving me something to do on my days off. And I know I don't work anymore because of this. I keep getting COVID pneumonia, and that's why I have the oxygen on me 24/7. I've learned to live with it. I have an oxygen machine that I carry with me everywhere I go, and so that's what I do. So that's about it for now. If anybody wants to know anything else, just ask a question whenever you feel like it, or subscribe to my channel. I'm not sure how you do that, but I'm sure it's pretty easy. Okay, so I hope you all take care and have a great day. Bye.